maybe the best ways that you can explain it is sometimes what I think of as framework bias, right? So I'll take a framework that a lot of people know, which is SWOT, right? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? And so if I have this thing in my pocket called SWOT, and it's like a tool on my belt, and I come upon a situation, a real world situation in my business or in my whatever, and I take my tool out. Well, the old saying, to a hammer, everything's a nail. Right. Well, to a SWOT, everything's a SWOT, right? Yeah. So if I pull out my SWOT tool, my SWOT tool, then I'm going to start seeing SWOT in the situation.
Yes.
Now, the problem is, if you were a scientist and you were studying that situation, you would not find SWOT in it. Because nature's not like building itself based on strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
Right.
The SWOT is like a man-made thing, you know? Yeah. It's a little bit like for folks that have been in the backcountry and they know maps, right? There's always a lesson we teach, which is like everything on a map that's black, the color black on any map that you look at, like a USGS map or something like that.
Yeah.
What that color signifies, regardless of what it is, a road, a building, a name, is that it's man-made, right?
Right.
So if we say this ridge is called the Bighorn Ridge, well, nature doesn't know that. We just put that on that,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Nature doesn't know where that begins or ends or where we decided. If we say, here's Colorado or Wyoming and we put a box around it, well, nature doesn't know that there's a box.
No.
Right?
Right.
Reality doesn't know there's a box. We projected a box. Does that make some sense? We imposed it on the reality.
We're limiting it in that sense. Yeah.
That box or that name or that, building or whatever, those are things we put on it.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bunch of other colors on the map that have different meanings and other structures on the map that are like representative of reality.
Right.
And those are oftentimes much more important than, what things are named or what man-made things are there.
Well, yeah, and I think in the case of something like SWOT, one of the things that you're getting at is this is a limiting lens on any reality or any situation. Yes. And I was thinking about your special forces example. I know because we know some guys. In special forces and women in the military as well. And one of the things they'll say is often they'll take the greatest weakness in a system and turn it into an opportunity or see it as, so just the SWOT are sort of these arbitrary lenses that are all perspectival.
Absolutely.
And it's only coming from one perspective at the time that it's set forth.
Yeah, I'm saying if you're like Jane Goodall and you're this like observing scientist and you take any system and you observe it, the thing you're not going to come out with is, the way nature is organizing this is through SWOT.
Right. Okay.
In other words, it's just like kind of a man-made afterthought. It's a lens. It could be a valuable lens at certain times, but like a camera lens, you're changing the reality of the picture. You're putting red where there was no red. You're putting things in the picture that weren't in the real world.
Okay, so
these things, DSRP structures and these moves, those things are in the real world. They're patterned structures in the real world.
Okay,
and they're also in the mind.